Welcome to Shorty SuperCoach. How's it going out there, guys? Pretty slow Sunday today for Shorty's been very laid back. Played some golf today. Hit my first ever eagle. So Shorty was up and about. Drivable par 4. Drove it on the green to within about as close I've ever hit a long range shot, I reckon. And put in a nice little putt there. Fuck, I was up and about. The other 8 holes, disgraceful. That was the 9th hole of 9. And I was feeling atrocious, but absolutely went for it. You know when you feel like, fuck, it's been an awful day, I'm just going to rip this. Absolutely ripped it and hit it beautifully. But other than that, it's been very quiet. Been a bit tired, if I'm honest. The Ashes is beautiful to have it on, but, mate, it's making it very difficult to be disciplined with the old bedtime. I'm going to smash this out and go get stuck into what's a pretty crucial first session of the day. Aussies have already lost 1 wicket at this point in time, so hopefully we can snare a bit of a lead before we're all bowled out. But yeah, otherwise, SuperCoach-wise, feeling okay. Copped a little bit of flack from my Marcus Windhager inclusion, but gee, it was nice to see him just stick it up the haters a little bit with a very nice score. But let's take a look at my side. Clearly next week is of major concern with the buys. I'm not exactly sure how today's footy went because, yeah, took a pretty cruisy, but didn't watch that much footy. Was out driving down to Torquay, playing golf, getting some Thai food, watching cricket. So I feel like this week went well. So it went okay. 1985, I actually thought that was going to be probably a better score than maybe what the rankings suggests, but a marginal drop in the ranks, I'll absolutely take that. I really just through the bye rounds wanted to not have any damage done and then reset, go for it. Now, how did Tom Stewart score 91? How on earth? I thought it was the worst half of footy he's ever played that first half. Anyway, massive tribunal hearing or appeal for James Sicily on Monday. That will make my life so much easier if we can just get through that unscathed. Sinclair rock solid. Melican, that's solid, mate. We'll take 70s all day long. But clearly the back line was severely undermanned this week. Dunkley solid. Look at Bontempelli go to work. Look, that's honestly probably what hurt me. Neil was a very nice VC 144, but it's one of those weird ones where you would have been better turning down the 144. So it's a weird thing when your VC goes well on Thursday, Friday, whenever it was. I was actually barracking against Bontempelli today. Like, he's in your team, but he's a lot of people's captain choice. He's not your captain choice. But he went absolutely nuts, so it is what it is. And McRae, 81, not ideal, but Brayshaw, pretty good. Tom Green, pretty good. Now, Jack Steele's, he's the concern. He's a bit of a fake premium at the moment. I honestly thought when it started raining, I was like, perfect. This will be great for Steele. He loves it in and under, tackling hard, but he just doesn't look like it. I don't know what's going on. If you're a Saints fan, let me know. He just looks like a bloke who's really struggling to move across the ground. Like, when it's in the stoppage, good, that's great, but I don't know, he's not impacting games. Like, his numbers are okay, he tackles hard, but at the moment, he's struggling, and I really didn't expect him to be 110 plus when I got him. I thought potentially that'd be great, but didn't expect it. But this is not good at all. So he's an M8 right now. It is what it is. I'm stuck with him because we have minimal trades, but they're the sort of premiums that, if they're not premiums, that can really hurt you come this time of year. Humphrey, I'll take 74 every day of the week because he was in a really poor Gold Coast side, and that's when rookies can really struggle, but he was good. English was really good. Marshall, solid. And isn't Briggs just dominating? Absolutely dominating. Like, what's his break even now? Like, people are starting to talk about like holding him above, maybe some other rucks that we've got. So break even at 26 still. So initially I was going to get rid of him this week and go for Oliver, mainly just to help out with the buy situation in this week. But honestly, the way I'm tracking, I might need to hold him just to get that extra bit of coin because I think I'll need every dollar I can get. Taranto, really good. Rosie, really good. Cogs bounced back nicely for one of his better games in a few weeks. Eddie Ford, that hurts, but I think everyone would have been hurt with me. That one would hurt if it was cash generation that you're after from Eddie. For me, I'm not really looking at him as a bloke who I'm going to trade out, but just because he doesn't have too much finance behind him. And Windhager was really good. So he plays a nice inside mid-roll. And look, I was up against maybe selecting Dev Robertson or whoever else it was in those price brackets, but I went Windhager just because I feel like without Hunter Clark, there's a real position there for him, and they rate him like he's been dominating the VFL. It wasn't like I'm picking him to make cash or anything. I just thought, and I know Dev Rob went really well too, but I was just thinking I feel like Windhager's job security might be just slightly better than Robinson's. But how do we go on a leagues front? I'll tell you what, I checked it this morning. I was looking good in most of them. Oh, yeah, it ticked over pretty nicely. So we'll take 7 out of 10. And, man, I needed the W in a couple of those first two there. Going absolutely shocking in Shorty Supercoach number 1 there. Can't take a trick. I've got some wins there. Couple of close-ish ones. Beat Michaela there. She'll be filthy about that in the Warm Ponds crew. Went down in the tennis lads there in a relatively close game. Obviously, gone 760. Someone's thrown in the towel, and a close loss there in Braggers, which stings a little bit. So, let me talk through next week and how I'm just looking, because you'll see 400k in the bank, 5 trades. Shorty's cutting things fine. Let me walk you through the plan at the moment. So the rough plan has been that I can complete my team with 2 trades left. 2 trades for emergency. I'm going to hold Sicily all the way through because it's not ideal even if he does get suspended, but it's just probably something I'm going to have to cop. Just because I have probably wasted a few trades or had a bit of misfortune and we're cutting it fine. So I guess some stage you gotta hold guys. Now Van Rooyen will be able to go to Butters for about 220 to 240k. And that'll leave me roughly 180, give or take. And then, Briggs to Oliver will be possible because I think Briggs will be, he's 468 now. So he'll get over 500 for sure. And then Oliver, I think, originally I was thinking I would do, like I said before, I'd do the trade now. But I'm going to need every dollar I can get because I do have to upgrade Bailey Humphrey to a defender, and that will be in the range. What's his break even? It's probably around 40 or 50 now. 61. Fuck. So he has minimal cash to make. So this is where it's iffy, right? I'm pretty much going to need... it's a tough one. I did the maths before, and I think best case scenario, if Oliver just gets a 100 or 110 or something this week, drops a smidgen, and maybe Butters drops around 600k, I'm probably going to have anywhere from 30 to 60k best case scenario left over to upgrade Humphrey to a defender. So I feel like I might be hoping to get a defender around 480, 460. It's going to be tough. Like, I'd love Luke Ryan to slip into that sort of category, but I don't think he's going to get quite there. Obviously Doherty's a long way from it. Houston was a guy that I wanted to, but then he went bang. I thought he was going to drop a bit with that 47, but just pumped out a 140. So yeah, obviously my D6 is going to be a bit of a struggle, but I'll just pick a bloke that hopefully can score some 90s for me. So let's have a look at this next week and get rid of some of these blue dots. And I'd love you to tell me how many players you are fielding or have scoring for you this week, because holy shit, it's going to be tough. I'd love to get a feel for what most people are just hoping to have, because it's definitely a bit of a tough time of it. Now let's just say, I know Chesser was named last week, or I think he was sub or something, so let's hope he can maybe hold his spot. Let's say Sicily doesn't get off, so 1-0 there. 2 zeros there. You know, again, let's just say Chesser plays. 2 zeros, a third in the ruck, and the forward line's where it's hurting. 4, 5, 6, which would give me 16. 15 if Chesser doesn't play. So this is where I thought I could get 16 and I could trade in Oliver for Briggs and I could have 17, which I think would be good. I feel like par is probably going to be 16 or 17 scoring players. But now I'm thinking maybe I don't. You know, I'm feeling like shit. What do I do here? You know what I mean? I might just have to cop it because my money is tight. Like, things are tight. So if I wanted to chase the points, you know, I don't even think I could do, like, if I went Briggs to Oliver now, I think I'd be running the gauntlet if I could even get Van Rooyen to Butters and that type of thing. So it's step by step. I think I've got to do everything I can just to ensure that I get Oliver and Butters because I think they're crucial. I feel like you just have to have them. And then I feel like I'm just going to have to kind of hope that somebody maybe slips a smidgen to 480, 470. I don't really know who that's going to be. Who could it be? You know, potentially. You know, it could be someone like Hayden Young. Like, it's not going to be, and I might have to wait a couple of weeks. It'll depend how I'm looking in that D6 position, you know, how quickly I have to pull the trigger on it. Lockie Ash is starting to play the footy we thought he probably would for a while, hey? Yeah, Jack Zeeble, look, I know I've probably pulled the trigger a bit early on some guys, but, you know, that score from Zeeble certainly justifies getting rid of him. You know, Sheasel was solid, but look, it's pretty slim pickings, isn't it? There ain't much. You know, Sard's good for an 80, but and even someone like Himmelberg, like, didn't fire. I was thinking maybe he could be the guy. So I'm not too sure, guys. If you got any ideas, and look, I'm really just hoping for someone who's around like early 500s. I'm just hoping in the next week or two they chuck in like a 60 or a 70. You know, just to help things a smidgen. Like, yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do, like, because, yeah, these guys, I mean, they're at that price for a reason. Like, they're not struggling. So I needed like a Houston 47 just to bring him down a bit, but then he went massive. So, but that's 2, 3, 4 weeks down the track. I just hope I don't bleed too many points with D6 because it could be Melican sitting there for ages, which may not be ideal. But we'll cross that bridge when we get there. So I'm going to wrap this one up. Have a good rest of your night, guys. I'll be going live on Wednesday, as always, 7 o'clock on your old TikTok, 7:30 on YouTube. So I'll talk to you guys soon. I'm going to get stuck into some of the cricket. Cheers, guys.